All right, we are live. Nick Bastinelli, how are you?
So great. How you doing today?
I am fantastic. I am going to make sure we're
Good.
muted so that I don't get any reverb. Nick Bastinelli, how are you doing?
So good. Ready to roll. How you doing today?
I am awesome, excited,
Good.
grateful, all of those things.
Good. Me
So,
too.
I know you're busy. Everybody's
Hmm.
busy right now.
Yep.
And so first of all, thank you for making a little bit of time, just a few short minutes here to talk a little bit about yourself. I know that's not something that you love to do. And so I appreciate you making a little bit of time to talk about yourself so that maybe some other people can benefit from it. So thanks for making the time. I appreciate it.
Yep. No problem at all. Glad to do it.
Tell me a little bit, Nick, about your business.
Okay. So generally speaking, I'm a realtor. I primarily, almost exclusively focus on Oakland County. I do stuff in Wayne County a lot too, like Northville area. Um, but yeah, I pretty much run from Canton in a big R shape up into Birmingham. So anywhere around there. This is my third year in real estate. Did just under 5 mil year one, did just under 10 mil year two, closed almost 5 mil in the first quarter of this year with a couple more mil pending. So should be, the goal as we have discussed is 17.5 for this year. We'll see if it shakes out.
It's
Um,
going to shake out.
yeah, I think so. It's good. I love business, and real estate has provided me a really good opportunity to just continue to learn a ton about business very rapidly.
That's awesome. Tell me, if you don't mind, like share a little bit about your specialty. Are you a new construction guy? Are
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad's been a builder my whole life, and I definitely specialize in new construction and like higher end housing. Like I love, I mean, I'll sell anything, especially if it's friends and family, but I definitely have a lot of experience in, bigger homes and specifically newer construction houses. Like I grew up running around in framed houses in empty basements that had no house on top of them. So that's
Yeah.
where I love to spend my time.
So the luxury market is where you're
Yeah,
passionate. Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, yeah. So COVID, right? Pandemic,
Hmm.
and it's changed things a little bit for us. It made us. It forced us in the industry to.
Yeah.
I think the word pivot is overused, right? But it forced us to adjust
Hmm.
into what's now and how to be productive. What have you done differently during this pandemic season that has scaled and sustained your success?
Yeah. Oh, I made some like large dramatic changes since COVID. So I previously was at another brokerage. Now, both of us together at EXP. Um, so that was the first big thing. The first few months of COVID, I just tried to kind of ride it out and figure it out on my own, how I was going to adapt and kind of overcome the situation and the hurdles which were presented. And then really, I just started talking to Anthony Gargaro. Um, and I knew that you all had the solution. Essentially, I didn't have to recreate the wheel, so I just jumped on board. So that was the big, huge step. And then everything kind of kicked off as like a domino effect. So I went from a single agent, literally just working all day, little to no balance, just felt like my hair was on fire literally all day because I was taking on every single client. Had a pretty strong scarcity mindset. I, you know, came from a place where I was not making much income beforehand. And so I felt like I needed to take every single job. And then, through our work together, it's changed dramatically. There's 4 people who have joined with me specifically at EXP. We're the Bastinelli team. I mean, they have taken over a significant amount of my business, which has allowed me to focus on the stuff that I really specialize in. And then all of my clients are getting a much higher level of service because I'm not pulled in 50 directions at once. Like everybody is taking their place and playing their part on the team and crushing it. So it's
So
been, I mean, totally different.
let me make sure I'm hearing you clearly here, because what I think I hear you saying is I'm really doing the things that I want to do, Sherry. And so doing the things that I want to do has allowed me to pour into other people and offer them the residual, which is growth for them as well. Right.
For sure. Absolutely.
And then I'm in my wheelhouse where I love to play and where I'm most effective.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Yeah. And I mean, I'm very grateful I had just like an overflow of business, more than I could handle. So it really, I believe that it has provided a lot of good opportunity for other people as well. So I feel good about that.
Yes. What's your why? Your big why? The thing that
Easy.
when you're having a rough day and it's not fun, because let's just face it, it's not always fun, right?
Totally.
What is, especially not right now, sometimes it's not always fun.
It can be tough, but that's okay. Yep. Part of the gig. We're lucky to be doing it, for sure.
Right. So, I think when you're having one of those days, what's the thing that comes to you and you're like, but you got to keep going because? What's the why?
So easy. It's my family. And maybe that sounds like a goofy, broken record response, but very genuinely, they are my 100% sole motivator. Like, I just want to provide an abundance of opportunity and experiences. I want to be home. I get to drive my kids to and from school every day. I get to drive them to and from gymnastics. And so does my wife. My wife doesn't have to work. Like,
that's amazing.
This real estate has, and specifically being at EXP and all the experience I have had, it's really afforded me a life that I'm super grateful to be living. So
that's amazing. Yeah. So you, EXP, you've been with us now within this collaboration for how long?
August 28th of last year. So however long that is, for 10 months ish.
Yeah.
9 months, something like that.
Yeah. And so 3 things that made it a non-negotiable for you, 3 things where it hit you right dead in the center where you said, dude, this is your next move. What were they?
Yeah. So for me, my business is going rapidly and I didn't know what to do. So the the most important thing for me was just getting synced up with people who are already doing what I wanted to do specifically. And so, Anthony's crushing that. He has the business model I like. And then aligning with you, where you have worked with so many people who have businesses that I admire and I'm working towards, right? So, I didn't want to go the mega team route where I had like 60 agents. That's not desirable to me.
Right.
And so, just getting aligned with people who had done what I wanted to do and had a lot of experience in that area. So that was number one. Even if that wasn't present, all the other stuff would have got me eventually anyways. I'm just super entrepreneurial. So the multiple revenue streams are just like so appealing to me. So I love people. I feel like, I am an attractor of people. I just talk to people a lot. And so the revenue share model and like being compensated for being of service to others and showing them a great opportunity just made sense to me. Like, I'm going to share a great opportunity anyways. If there's compensation, even cooler. And then the stock awards. I have been an entrepreneur again, like my whole life. I owned gyms before real estate. So, any sort of company provided benefit of any kind was incredibly attractive to me. I am very focused on my family's like long-term and being able to retire early. And by retire early, I just mean be financially free. And so those are really the 3 biggest things. There's a ton more, but I won't drag this out too long.
Yeah. So the idea and the understanding is within EXP, the whole revenue share piece, right? The whole organizational building. Because, if we're going to just have a really transparent conversation here, that's what got me, right? I have been building and growing and growing and building and building and growing people for a very, very, very long time. The idea that I could pick and choose the people that I want to be in relationship with, that they don't have to write me a check every month to support them at the same level, and to help them to grow, and then that I'm going to receive revenue share when they are successful that does not subtract from them. So
Yeah.
it's a very non-traditional way of team building, right?
Yep.
As opposed to you got to give me X amount % of everything that you do. It's a very untraditional, non-traditional way of building. So I understand that piece, right? So you have how many people now that are in your organization? How many people are under you?
4. Yeah.
So you've got 4 rock stars that are working under you right now. And those people are all individual agents that are doing their own thing and kind of building their own brand, but working with you and taking referrals from you and supporting you, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's a huge benefit of EXP, is that me and all the agents that are technically with me on the Bass Denali team or in my downline at EXP, everybody's a single agent. So they get all the benefits that come along with that. Like they could become icon agents and get all their 16K in cat back. They're building their own brand the whole time, but I still can refer them a ton of business like we would in a traditional team setting. So we kind of get the best of both worlds, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah. Right before we started, right before we went live, you told me I just had something amazing that happened that put me in the right headspace for this call right now. Share if you don't mind.
Sure. There's 2 things. So like 4 weeks ago, my entire family got COVID, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters who are 4 and 5.
How's everybody doing now? You look
we're
good.
Okay, good. Thank you. We're good and healthy. So that's good. But I had to be on a 2-week quarantine. So, my whole team just literally took over 100%. Like I got multiple houses under contract when I wasn't physically present. And obviously all the people will be financially rewarded for that as well. And then, today I am prepping. My wife and I had a Disney trip planned, and our 4 and 5-year-old daughters don't know about it. We leave Saturday and we'll be gone for 7 or 8 days. And I just texted my team. I said, hey, here's how I can compensate you. I'm gone for, 7 or 8 days. And I just need every buyer synced up with, an agent so that, if they need to act quick, because we have to act quick in this market, I want them to have somebody go with them on showings. I want there to be a plan in place for who's writing the offer. And literally, I was stressed about this. I've been needing to send this text for like 2 or 3 days. I sent it out in our group chat, and literally within 90 seconds, every single buyer was taken care of.
Yeah.
It was incredible. I literally was so stressed about it. And it's just like, listen, why did I even spend time stressing about that?
Let me tell you something funny. Your transaction coordinator, Tina, said to me the other day, she was like, Nick is on fire right now.
Thanks.
Like the amount of production and transactions you are moving. And I just kind of like chuckled. I'm thinking, yeah, way to have COVID, Nick. Like,
yeah, it was good for me. It was good.
But that's the power of having all these people around you.
100%. I couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, and the opportunity for these people is just, without limit. Will you grow a structured team, do you think? Do you think that one day you'll say, all these people are individual of me, but one day I might have my very own buyer's agent or my very own? Do you think you'll do that one day?
So in that capacity where I bring on a full-time buyer's agent, yes, absolutely. I mean, I just know the stuff that I like in real estate, and I perform better when I'm really interested and excited, right? And that all I care about is my client's experience, right? That's how my business grows. So I want to be in the places where I am serving them best. And so in time, I will almost certainly, as long as you agree in our individual coaching sessions, I want to bring on a buyer's agent for every single buyer long-term. I love selling stuff. Yes. And if it's not friends and family and, a specific type of house, then they're better served.
Yeah. Focus on where your light is, right? Focus on where your light is. It makes your life so much happier and better.
Totally. Yeah. So big team, I don't think that's in the plans for me. Maybe if the people in my downline needed that, if that's something that they were really interested in, then I would fill that role for them if they asked for it. But, I don't think that anybody needs that yet.
Okay. Are you looking right now to continue to attract, to add to your 4? Are you looking for more people to attract to your organization?
Yes, 100%, for sure. So like you and I have talked about, I have a degree in teaching. I've been a coach forever in like, athletic related endeavors through CrossFit and whatnot. I love coaching, teaching, helping others. And so for me, that's a huge part of the long-term play, is to just continue to attract people and be of service long-term. Like just kind of,
I can dig it. Mhm.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's fantastic. One piece of advice as we kind of wrap up here that you could offer to someone who might not be having as great a success as you right now, and might be struggling with their performance a little bit, and might be struggling with their mindset a little bit. What kind of advice would you offer to someone? Because there's a lot of people like that right now that are out there.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to keep short. I think it's incredibly important to be super selective about the people you surround yourself with. I think that alone could dramatically, I know that alone can dramatically change somebody's life. And so it's getting super selective about your group and the people you roll around with. And I really like to have people around me that I get to be of service to. And I really like to have people around me who I look up to. And that balanced mix makes my life really good. So that's the first thing. And then my mindset improves as a result of that, because I think our business grows and our life in general, not just business, because that's not the main focus for me. Our business and life grows, directly proportionate to our quality of mindset.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's stuff that I do every single morning to ensure that I am operating as best as I can in that day. And so for me, that's a whole routine.
You don't mind showing or sharing?
I don't mind sharing at all. Yeah. It's from, I did some version of this for a long time. And then I read a book called The Miracle Morning, which gave it shape. Right. So it's called Savers. So silence is the first one. I personally pray every morning and meditate. A is for affirmations. There was a lot of faulty thought patterns in my brain, which I had to identify and change through affirmations by like just telling myself new things, like uploading new programming in my brain. V is visualization, just trying to visualize like where I'm at and where I want to go. E for exercise, that's no issue for me. I love that part. R for read, I try and read a book every day. Used to try and do 10 pages every day. Now I just try and crack a book every day. And then S is scribe. So for me, you have helped me update, how I keep track of like to-do lists and function. But, I write down the stuff I need to get done every day, generally speaking.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. If someone is watching this on YouTube, or someone has shared this with someone because they thought you need to meet this guy, because you said you wanted to get into real estate. I think he'd be a good match for you. You need to meet this guy because he sounds like he might be a great match for you in the business, even though you're someplace else. You might want to just have a cup of coffee with him. Or you might need to talk to this guy because you're thinking about selling your house or thinking about purchasing a home, and he just seems like a stand-up guy. How can they find you?
Sure. Phone number is 248-345-0817. Email is Nick, Nick, at BASTIANELLI.team. And then you can find me everywhere on social media at Nick Bastinelli Realtor. So Instagram, Facebook, Google, anywhere you want. Zillow.
I want you to have
should be everywhere.
Gotcha. I want you to have so much fun with your family. Unplug a little bit. I'm grateful for the fact that you've got rock stars that just swooped right up and returned the favor. But I have to tell you, Nick, the reason why they did that is because of your leadership. So when you are an amazing leader, people give that back to you in direct proportion. So well done, reflecting light, because people want to put that right back in you when they get that from you. I am grateful, beyond grateful, for the fact that I get the opportunity to impact your growth and your professional and personal growth. I get to be a part of your life and a part of your your family journey and your experience. I'm so grateful for that. I can't wait 5 years from now. Can you see it, Nick?
I don't know. I think you maybe have a better handle on the business part. I don't know. It's going to be cool. I'm excited.
I can't wait. I can't wait to celebrate it with you. And I see you laid out with your teenage children and your wife on a beach on a very regular basis because you just don't have, because you've created solutions and you're not forced to stay connected to it. You stay connected to it when you want to. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue to see that. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us. I know you're busy. I know you're working, and I know everyone's pulling at you, but I'm grateful for you taking a little time. I hope this added a little light to whomever might run across this video. My name is Sherry Swift. I'm a performance coach. I have been for a very, very long time. I represent some of the biggest and brightest in the industry and have been over the years, but most importantly, and I enjoy so much right now, just representing and supporting my pack into just growth without limits. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Thank you for plugging in to us here, and do me a favor. And if you see something or hear something here and you think, I know somebody that needs to meet him, or I know somebody that needs to be connected, please share it, because he is as amazing as he seems to be. So please make sure that you connect whoever he needs to impact with him. Thanks again, Sherry Swift here. Everybody have your absolute best day, and be safe.